But don't worry, by the end of this video, you'll have a clear, science-backed framework to figure out exactly what your body needs. First, let's define what we're talking about. A set is a group of repetitions. This means you're taking each set close to muscular failure. We're talking about sets where those last 1 to 3 reps are a real grind. So, when we talk about volume, we're talking about the total number of these hard sets you do per muscle group per week. Now, let's get into the numbers. A major meta-analysis, which is like the king of scientific studies, looked at a ton of research. Let's break that down. That's 9 total sets for the week. It's effective, manageable, and allows your body to recover properly. Pushing for 20 sets right out of the gate as a beginner could actually backfire, leading to excessive soreness, fatigue, and an increased risk of injury. Now, for you intermediate lifters, those who have been training consistently for 1 to 3 years, your body has adapted. This is where ULL likely see the best results, right in the middle of that 10 to 20 set range. Aiming for something like 12 to 18 sets per muscle group per week is a solid target. You might find that some muscles, like your biceps, grow well with 12 sets, while larger, more stubborn muscles, like your quads or back, need closer to 18 sets to see continued progress. And what about the advanced lifters, the seasoned veterans who have been dedicated to the iron for years? At T-stage, gains come much slower. Your body is incredibly efficient and resistant to change. To eke out new growth, you might need to push the volume towards the higher end of that range, creeping up to that 20-set mark, and sometimes, for short periods, even slightly beyond it. This is where advanced techniques like specialization cycles come in. You might dedicate a 4 to 6 week block to bringing up a lagging body part like your shoulders, by hitting them with 20 to 25 sets per week while reducing the volume for other muscle groups to allow for recovery. This is a strategic approach and not something you can sustain year-round for every muscle. For advanced lifters, managing recovery is just as important as managing volume. So we have this range of 10 to 20 sets. But how do you spread that out over the week? This is where training frequency comes in. Research strongly suggests that splitting your weekly volume for a muscle group across 2 or even 3 sessions is superior to doing it all in one day. Think about it. If your goal is 16 sets for your back, would you rather do all 16 sets in one brutal marathon session on Monday? By the time you get to set number 12, your form is probably breaking down, your intensity is gone, and those last few sets are junk volume. Instead, a much smarter approach would be to do 8 sets on Monday and another 8 sets on Thursday. This allows you to approach each session fresh and maintain high quality effort throughout all of your sets. Your performance will be better, the stimulus for growth will be cleaner, and your recovery will be much more manageable. For most people, hitting each muscle group twice a week is the sweet spot for both performance and practicality. This is the foundation of popular splits, like upper-lower or push-pull legs. Another crucial factor to consider is exercise selection. Not all sets are created equal. A hard set of heavy barbell squats is going to be far more systemically taxing than a hard set of leg extensions. A set of weighted pull-ups creates a different kind of stress than a set of cable rows. Compound movements, the big lifts that involve multiple joints and muscles like squats, deadlifts, presses, and rows, are your bread and butter. They are incredibly efficient for building overall mass and strength. A significant portion of your weekly volume should come from these movements. Isolation exercises, which target a single muscle, like bicep curls or tricep pushdowns, are the finishing touches. They are great for adding extra targeted volume without creating a ton of overall fatigue. So if your goal is 15 sets for your chest, you might do 9 sets from compound movements like bench press and inclined dumbbell press, and then add 6 sets of isolation work like cable flies to really finish the muscle off. This balanced approach ensures you're building a strong foundation while also sculpting the details. Now, let's talk about the most important variable in this entire equation. We've talked about beginner, intermediate, and advanced lifters. But that's just a guideline. The optimal volume for you depends on your individual recovery capacity. This is influenced by so many things: your genetics, your age, your nutrition, how much you sleep, and your stress levels outside the gym. If you have a stressful job, or sleeping 5 hours a night, and eating poorly, your ability to recover from and adapt to high training volumes will be severely compromised. In that case, doing 10 hard sets per week might be all you can handle effectively. Pushing for 20 would just dig you into a deeper recovery hole. Conversely, if you're sleeping 8 to 9 hours a night, managing stress, and absolutely nailing your nutrition with enough protein and calories, you'll be able to handle and benefit from higher training volumes. This is why you can't just blindly copy the routine of your favorite pro bodybuilder. Their entire life is structured around training and recovery. Your plan needs to fit your life. So, how do you figure this out for yourself? The key is to start on the lower end of the recommended range for your experience level and systematically track your progress. Let's say you're an intermediate lifter. Start with 12 sets per muscle group per week. Stick with that for 4 to 6 weeks. Are you consistently getting stronger, adding a rep here or a little weight there? Do you feel recovered between sessions? If yes, great. You can probably stay there for a while. If your progress starts to stall, that's when you can consider making a change. The first step isn't always to add more sets. First, look at your effort. Are your sets truly hard enough? Then check your sleep, nutrition, and stress. If all of that is on point, then it might be time to gradually increase your volume. Add 1 or 2 sets per muscle group per week, and see how your body responds over the next few weeks. This process of autoregulation, of listening to your body's feedback and adjusting your plan, is the real secret to long-term, sustainable progress. The goal isn't to do the most volume possible. It's to do the most volume you can productively recover from. That's the amount that will lead to the best gains. To wrap it all up, start with the science-backed guideline of 10 to 20 hard sets per muscle group per week. Adjust that based on your training experience, lower end for beginners, mid-range for intermediates, and upper end for advanced lifters. Split that volume across at least 2 training sessions per week for better quality and recovery. Build your volume primarily with heavy compound exercises and supplement with isolation work. And most importantly, pay attention to your recovery and performance to find the sweet spot that works for your body and your lifestyle. Stop searching for one magic number and start building a smart, sustainable plan tailored to you. I hope this cleared things up and gave you a practical roadmap to optimize your training. If you found this video helpful, do me a huge favor and hit that like button. And if you want more deep dives into the science of building muscle and strength, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.